The clock ticked steadily in the quiet house, each sound echoing in the stillness. I sat on the couch, surrounded by the remnants of my fading dream, baby books, fertility brochures, and a list of adoption agencies I'd been too afraid to call again. Daniel had promised we'd face this together, but his promises had become whispers lost in the wind. These days, he was a stranger in our home. Late nights, vague excuses, and the growing emotional chasm between us left me feeling more alone than ever. I tried not to dwell on it. I told myself he was just tired, just stressed. Until my phone buzzed that afternoon, shattering my fragile hope with a series of photos. The images left no room for doubt. Daniel was in them, unmistakable, his arm around a young blonde woman I didn't recognize. They were at dinner, their faces close, her hand resting on his chest. Another photo, the two of them in a hotel room, laughing. And then the one that broke me, a photo of them in bed, tangled together, their expressions intimate. I stared at the screen, my heart pounding. The message attached to the photos was brief. Emma, my name is Chloe. I'm Daniel's assistant. I need your help. I felt a strange mix of fury and confusion. Who was this woman? Why was she sending me these photos? Why did she want my help? An address followed, and before I knew it, I was driving there. The apartment was modest, the kind of place that spoke of someone starting out in life. When Chloe opened the door, she looked young, nervous, but there was a defiance in her eyes. I wasn't sure you'd come, she said, stepping aside to let me in. I walked inside, my gaze sharp and questioning. You have 5 minutes, I said coldly. Why did you send me those photos? Chloe closed the door and turned to face me, wringing her hands. Because I didn't know what else to do, she admitted. Daniel told me to get rid of it. Get rid of what? I demanded, though the sinking feeling in my stomach already knew the answer. The baby, she said softly, her hand instinctively going to her stomach. My breath caught. A baby. Daniel's baby. The child I had been fighting for, sacrificing for, it was hers. And you thought I would help you? I asked, my voice shaking. Yes, she said firmly. Because I'm keeping this baby, no matter what Daniel says. But he won't give me a cent for it. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want me. I should have turned around and walked out of that apartment. I should have told Chloe to deal with the mess she and Daniel had created. But I couldn't stop thinking about the baby. A tiny, innocent life caught in the middle of betrayal and heartbreak. If you move in with me, I said slowly, I'll make sure you and the baby are taken care of. Chloe blinked, startled. Move in with me, and I'll take care of everything. Once the baby is born, I'll raise it. Chloe hesitated but finally nodded. Okay, she said. But only until the baby is born. When Daniel came home that evening, he froze at the sight of Chloe sitting in the living room. What is she doing here? He demanded. I invited her, and I know everything, I said calmly. Daniel's face darkened. I stood slowly, my hands shaking. Maybe you'd like to explain this, then. I grabbed my phone from the table and held it out, showing him the photos I had received earlier that day. Daniel's face drained of color. Emma, Don't, I said, my voice trembling with fury and heartbreak. Don't you dare lie to me. Don't pretend there's nothing going on. He ran a hand through his hair, his expression shifting from shock to guilt. It was a mistake, he muttered. I didn't mean for it to happen. No, Daniel, I said sharply. She's carrying your child. If you don't take responsibility, I will. His jaw tightened, and for a moment, he looked like he might argue. But he said nothing, simply storming out of the room. From the beginning, I threw myself into caring for Chloe and the baby. I took her to doctor's appointments, cooked her meals, and prepared the nursery. I dreamed of holding the baby in my arms, of raising him as my own. I even picked a name, Noah. But as Chloe's pregnancy progressed, her behavior began to change. She grew closer to Daniel, spending more time with him and whispering in corners. One night, Daniel told me, Chloe needs more space. She should move into the master bedroom. I stared at him, stunned. Should we move to the guest room then? No, it's only you, Daniel replied firmly. I'll stay with Chloe. I stared at him, stunned. You're asking me to leave our bedroom? It's just for now, he said, avoiding my eyes. Our baby needs his dad too, Daniel said, his voice cold and resolute. The doctor said it's important to talk to the baby at night. That night, I moved my belongings into the small, cold room. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the blank walls, and cried silently. I can't lose this baby, I whispered to myself. I won't. That night, I heard Chloe and Daniel laugh together in our bedroom. The sound pierced through the walls, a cruel reminder of everything I had lost. Things took a darker turn when Chloe, who had promised I could raise the baby, changed her mind. I'm keeping him, she said one evening, her tone resolute. I'm his mother, and he belongs with me. I pleaded with her. You promised me, I said, my voice breaking. You said I could raise him. I changed my mind, Chloe said coldly. I turned to Daniel, desperate for support. You can't let her do this, I begged. Daniel's response was devastating. She's right, he said. She's the baby's mother. And if you really love him, Emma, you'll let us go. What do you mean? I asked. Give me the divorce. Our baby needs his parents, Daniel said. No. I can't. I need the baby, that's all. I shouted. How can you do this to our unborn baby? A woman like you can't be a mother. Daniel yelled. I ran away and cried. I can't divorce him, I can't let them think I've failed. And I can't lose this baby. I won't. My desire to be a mother blinded me to the dysfunction around me. I endured every indignity, clinging to the belief that the baby would make it all worthwhile. At 6 months pregnant, Chloe's dominance seemed unshakable. Just when I thought I couldn't endure any more heartbreak, a man appeared at the house one evening introducing himself as Jason. He dropped a bombshell that changed everything. I'm Chloe's boyfriend, he said. Or I was until I went to prison 6 months ago. That baby she's carrying? It's mine. Daniel, stunned, demanded answers. Jason explained that Chloe had used Daniel for financial support while Jason was incarcerated. A DNA test confirmed Jason's claim. Chloe's web of lies unraveled. She packed her things and left with Jason, taking the baby I had dreamed of raising. With Chloe and the baby gone, I handed Daniel divorce papers. You destroyed everything, I said coldly. I won't waste another moment on you. Despite my heartbreak, I refused to give up on my dream. I resumed the adoption process and, within a year, welcomed 2 beautiful babies into my life, a boy and a girl. My home, once filled with sorrow, became alive with love and laughter. Finally, I created the family I had always dreamed of, a family that was truly mine. Meanwhile, Daniel was left alone, haunted by his choices and the life he had thrown away.